What is going down, Sourdough Squad? It's time for another film breakdown. This time, we are taking a look at the San Francisco 49ers defense versus the Philadelphia Eagles. And we are going to take a look at how the 49ers were able to shut down that big time Eagles offense. And we're going to see how they do it. All that good stuff. Get comfortable, get ready to go because we are going to watch some tape. You guys already know what to do. Smash that like button, drop an SDS in the chat. Let's enjoy the 49ers still beating the Eagles. Let's go. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. What a day. What a day. All kinds of stuff popping off today. Definitely a content heavy type day. I feel like I've been running around like crazy, but what we're going to do is what we normally do, and we're going to break down the tape. This time it's the defense, and I'm looking forward to it. Let's see what we get, shall we? Perfect timing after AJ Brown kind of took some shots at the San Francisco 49ers defensive secondary. Not sure if you guys saw that post that he made on Instagram, but definitely seemed like he took some shots. We took a shot right there from Charvarius Ward. See that one more time. Oh, that wasn't AJ Brown. That was Swift getting a shot from Charvarius. Bro, there's so. Oh, starting off with the spinning wheel. We already got Trent Williams admitting to he wore all black because it was the Eagles' funeral and they were ready to kill. Man, something tells me that this rivalry ain't going away anytime soon. This particular play, you got Chase Young doing a really good job setting the edge. Dre Greenlaw taking on Jason Kelsey. And then Jair Brown comes in, helps clean it up. It's a good job. Good job by the boys up front. You can see it from this angle. Chase Young. This is why you have to play outside contain, force him back inside into your help. And there's Dre Greenlaw and Tig to get after him. Love to see it. Love to see it. All right. What else do we got queued up? Nick Bosa forces an incompletion. I should make it bigger so you can actually see it. There you go. Nick Bosa is going to force an incompletion. He moves Jalen off the spot. Eric Armstead, you see him drive Lane Johnson. That forces Hurts to bail. Throw that thing away. Very nice. Very nice. I like. We also got Charvarius Ward PBU. I don't know, AJ. Looks like they tried to get you the ball, but looks like you got clamped up pretty darn good by Charvarius Ward right here in man coverage. Tries to go back shoulder, and Charvarius Ward is right there to stop it. No one coming in I mean, that's what's AJ Brown yapping about? Seems like I mean, he had some good opening plays. Didn't last the whole super long though. Then we're gonna get queued up Dre Greenlaw blowing up running backs. That's not it. Swift had a rough day in the office. The 49ers absolutely came after him. Dre Greenlaw. Not the only altercation Dre Greenlaw is going to get into on this film breakdown. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Javon Kinlaw comes away with a sack. Great job of just staying with the play, putting yourself in position to get the stop. Kinlaw definitely had a much better game than last year by far. He made a couple plays in the run game. He got a sack right here. I believe he gets another sack as well. Dickerson gets a little tripped up, and Jalen just holds on to the ball, doesn't get rid of it. Kinlaw keeps pursuing, and he is rewarded for his effort. Gets a sack. Love it. 22-30. All right, what do we got here? Oh, I skipped a little bit, but I'm going to. Oops. Well, we're going to go Javon Kinlaw back to back. Coverage sack right here. Great job on the back end. Hurts has nowhere to go. And Kinlaw is the one that is finally able to bring him down. Boys swarming. But I did skip a little too far ahead. I want 1906. Tashawn Gibson. Obviously, we know the San Francisco 49ers brought in some safety depth, but this is a great job by Gip coming downhill. He's playing really close to the line of scrimmage, shoots the gap, goes underneath Kelsey, makes a great tackle on Swift. Gip has been really good this year, man. He's such an underrated player on our defense. Like, when was the last time like you really complained about Gip? Like, he just always does his job. Again, no player is perfect. There will be mistakes and slip ups, but man, he's always doing his job for the most part when I turn on the tape. Tig's going to come up with a decently sized hit on AJ Brown right here. This was a really good tackle by him. I was pretty impressed with Tig. I do think that he really shows a lot of promise. The way he flies around, I think he can take some better angles at times, but great effort here. He's a young player. He's really going to be someone that I think the 49ers can rely on. He's already proven that. But he flies around. He's not afraid to hit you. I really do think once he is able to get more comfortable back there, like we're going to see Jair. Like, there's levels to this, and I think we're scratching the surface with what Jair Brown can be. So I think that's one of the more positive things to take away on tape is like you see the potential. The potential is absolutely there, and he has an opportunity to take his game so much higher. And that's a really, really positive sign for him as a very, very young player. That's always what you're looking for when you're trying to evaluate young players. It's like what they are right now, like what we're watching with Tig is not who Tig is going to be. Like he is going to continue to improve. You have to be able to understand that about young players is that there's a process, acclimation. Obviously, different players perform at different levels because they're not the same. So when you're evaluating guys like Tig, you're just trying to make sure, he's like right here, he's putting himself in position to make the play. We just got to make the play next time. Got to wrap up a little bit better, maybe get a little bit lower, but still the right idea is there. Got a little bit of collision between, three Niners that just worked out for Smith that way. But Tig's going to be a good player for sure. This play right here, Fred Warner does a phenomenal job of sniffing out the screen. Jalen has to just throw this into the turf because Fred was all over it. Look at Fred. They're trying to block him. Cam Jurgens is looking backwards for some reason. I don't know why. And Fred Warner just disrupts the whole play. So it's a great job by Freddie. Now with the 49ers secondary, I think, it's just going to be a situation where, I when I'm evaluating defense, like I've talked about before, I'm admittedly an offensive guy, but when I'm evaluating defense, it's like you really have to take this mentality with the defense, like a bend but don't break mentality. They're going they're going to give up plays. Every defense is going to give up plays. It's not a death sentence if a big catch happens, if or any type of catch or a run or anything like that. So that's part of my process too, is just like understanding a little bit more of how to like quantify certain things. And it's like when you look at the body of work, I know like when we're watching the game as it's going, we can get super like micro focused on each individual play, live and die by each play. Oh, he gave up this catch. Oh, he gave up a first down. And it's like, man, just take a step back and let's see what the body of work looks like, because one player could get beat on one play and you're like, oh, why is this guy on the field? What are we doing? And then all of a sudden he comes back and makes a phenomenal play. So um, this is a great job by Ambry Thomas, by the way, playing the seam. So they're running zone. So you can see he's kind of stacked on top of Devonta, but then he bails on the corner post and does a really good job on this. He does a really good job to reacting to the ball in the air and getting his eyes around. That's how he doesn't get the penalty, I think. It's you see like he's reacting to the wide receiver react to the ball. So that's when he gets his hands on, but the key is to turn your head around while having hands on, and they will give you a little bit of grace with any physical, because you're running that way while looking backwards. And it's a really good play by Ambry Thomas right there. Ambry Thomas had a couple good plays, but like I said, he also gave up some plays, and that's going to happen. Uh, it's just it is what it is. Those guys on the offensive side get paid millions and millions of dollars as well. The game is totally suited towards the offensive side of the football, and the biggest thing for me with the 49ers defense moving forward is exactly what they did in that first half. Bend but don't break. If you can hold, you know, if an offense is driving down the field and you can hold them to a field goal, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I will take that all day, every day. Bend but don't break mentality. Um, and that's what's going to really help this team find success, is that if they can keep off, I mean, it's really simple. Don't score, and you might have a better chance at winning. So the 49ers defense has definitely looked much improved from that kind of buy situation. I don't know what happened with that. It was really odd because they were playing pretty good. They were having little busts here or there, but they've really been able to get back on track. Eric Armstead does a great job beating Cam Jurgens to the inside. Kelsey tries to help. He beats him too, forces Jalen Hurts out of the pocket, and Hurts just has to throw that away. So great job by Eric Armstead on that one. Yeah, we're going to get a Javon Hargrave revenge PBU. Getting some revenge on his former team. Not bad. I like it. You can't get home, stand in the passing lane, get those hands up. Jeffrey says, kind of disappointed in Randy Gregory, though. To be honest, Gregory almost had, I would say, like at least 2 sacks that come to mind. The 49ers honestly could have had probably like 4 or 5 additional sacks if they weren't playing Jalen Hurts. And it's like, it's just one of those things, man. It's like Jalen, watching him on tape, he's just he's a phenomenal quarterback at being able to move off his spot, escape pressure, reset and throw, and make things happen. Just so Chase almost had a sack, but like there's multiple guys that almost had a sack on Jalen Hurts, but at a certain point, we just got to give some credit to Jalen Hurts because he's very, very slippery and proved that against the 49ers. So I think, again, that's part of the way you have to like evaluate the defense. It's like they're in position to make the plays. They're there, but you also, like, at a certain point, when you have Jalen Hurts doing Jalen Hurts things, it's like, all right, I'll give you a little break. But one of the guys who showed up in this game was a guy that I don't think any of us were expecting out here to be such a big part of this game. You know, I really don't think that any of us thought that a guy off the sideline could make much of an impact on a game. But apparently, if your name is Big Dom, you can come off the field, put your hands on an opposing team's player, and get him ejected for his reaction to you. So this is the play that got Dre Greenlaw ejected. You're going to see the slam. I honestly don't have a problem with that tackle. I don't know, is that out of bounds? He tackles him out of bounds. I don't know. It's not that crazy. Like, he's tackling the guy, he's getting him to the ground. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe call me biased. I don't care. This doesn't seem that crazy to me. Um, Dre has absolutely body slammed some dudes in some unnecessary moments, and I think it's a rule they don't want the body slam as a tackle, but it's like, man, you're trying to this guy stood up. You gotta get him on the ground. Like, that's not an egregious body slam. It's like he's gotta adjust his momentum and get him on the ground. So I don't know. And then look at Big Dom just patrolling the sideline. You've got Nick Sirianni, other coaches on the field, and then you've got Big Dom on the field. Big Dom, why are you on the white? And then, oh, pal, 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 pal. We get it. You're top flight security, but how how are you pushing Dre Greenlaw right here? That's not I don't think that's in the job description. And shout out to this guy over here. Where did it go? This guy is telling Dom to get back. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of right by my head. This guy in the white cap. It's like he's telling Dom, get back, get back, get back. And then he got himself and Dre Greenlaw ejected. I can't wait to see what comes of that whole situation. It's going to be a very, very, very interesting one for sure. All right. What was our next play? Nick Bosa tackle. This is a good job by Nick Bosa on Malyata. Is able to, I mean, that's a favorable position for a defensive end. Gets off him and just gives a nice bear hug. Nice bear hug. And then that's going to get us into another situation where that's funny. I put a Mooney clamped DK, as in DK Metcalf, but that's not DK Metcalf. That's AJ Brown. Clamped again. So that's the I don't know if you guys are counting at home, but I believe that is the second back shoulder fade attempt that Jalen Hurts tried on Mooney Ward and to AJ Brown, and Mooney Ward was all over him. Not a chance. Not a chance in the world to complete that. So, again, for those counting at home, that's two seatbelt packages for Mooney Ward against DK, AJ, whatever the heck their names are, in the red zone for potential touchdowns. One of my bold takes heading into this game was that the San Francisco 49ers were going to be able to get one stop of the tush push, One stop. That was it. I wasn't going to go on to say they were going to stop all of them, but I did say my bold take is the 49ers are going to get one stop, and they got it right here. I'll take my victory lap on that one. And honestly, this is how I talked about how I think they should try to stop the tush push. Exactly how I described it to be lined up. Look who's right over Travis. Not I keep calling him Travis. Jason Kelsey. I needed Hargrave and Kelsey one-on-one. And then you need the two guys to the next to you to kind of pinch in. And then you needed a guy over the top. And they got the stop. They got one stop. So I'll take my victory. It didn't last long. But I'll take it. I was calling for one tush push stop. And not only did we get one tush push stop, they used the exact same strategy that I called for. So I'll take that as a win. All right, but they gave up the touchdown. You can't stop them all. The big difference with this one was the three guys these guys are late off the ball. It's all about timing. You have to time that snap because you can see as soon as Kelsey is already angling down, it's like a doorstop. He's just using physics to prop everything up that he's going under, and then that's easier to move. And if you're not off the snap as soon as he is, you're going to have a hard time stopping it. It's a hard play to stop. 49ers got one stop, though. I say that's a win. I say that's a W. Getting one tush push stop. Not a lot of teams can say that they've been able to do that. So I call that a W. I'd call that a George W. All right, what are we queuing up? Are we queuing up Greenlaw? Javon Greenlaw versus Jason Kelsey. I like this play a lot. You're going to see Kelsey try to wall off Greenlaw. Greenlaw bench presses him, gets eyes in the backfield, gets off the block, and stops Swift. Man, I'm telling you guys, like, Greenlaw pops every week. Greenlaw's going to get paid. I don't know if it's going to be by the 49ers, but someone's going to pay Greenlaw. He's putting up enough good tape this year that you put up a cut up of all the positive plays like this that Greenlaw has. They stack up to a decent amount considering how he's a rotational guy right now, which technically all defensive lines are rotational. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. But he's playing well. This one I thought was crazy because Nick Bosa gets Lane Johnson to completely do a 360. But shout out to Lane because what a recovery by him. So you're going to get Bosa set up what looks to be like an outside speed rush. Whatever chop you want to call that, into a counter inside spin. Lane has to spin the other way, use his arm to kind of like basically punch Bosa in the face, and then like try to regain his leverage. I'm not gonna lie, man. This is good on both. Like, this is a Hall of Famer versus Hall of Famer right here. The spin cooked him, but his recovery saved him just enough. Now Bosa still forces the incomplete pass, but this is good old-fashioned trench warfare. Look at that. Two of the best going at it. That's worth the price of admission. I'd still credit Bosa getting the W on that one because he forced the incompletion. Didn't get the sack, but he definitely forced that incompletion. Watch right here. He forced that incompletion easily. But if I would say almost any other right tackle in the NFL, that's a sack. Almost any other. But he's going up against the best right tackle in the NFL. So it happens. It happens. You guys want to talk about Lane Johnson's false starts? I was watching a couple plays. They just time this crap so well. That's again the benefit of playing at home. Like you can see, they know the count. So he's actually moving as soon as Jason's hands moving. So I wouldn't call that offsides. I would call that almost a damn near perfect jump. However, he's not always perfect, and he does get out in front a couple times. But like, just this is the play that we're on. He's definitely jumping it, but he's jumping it at like watch the tip of the ball under Jason's butt when that moves is when his foot moves. So this particular one I got no problems with, but there's definitely instances where he does get out a little early. But that's one of the benefits of playing at home. It's one of the benefits of knowing the snap count and taking advantage of that. Like right here, like his timing is so good. Like that's why he's one of the better tackles in the league. Like this is perfect. This is perfect timing. Like his foot, his kick step is like in perfect sync with Kelsey's snap. So these examples, he's fine. But like I said, it's not going to be perfect every single time. It's not going to be perfect every single time. When the margin of error is that thin, yeah, your timing isn't going to be ideal all the time. We got a Kevin Givens PBU right here. Same thing we talked about with Hargrave. Can't get home, get in the passing lane, and make it muddy. So he did a good job with that. Let's see. What else? Ooh, this one, if this is the play that I'm thinking of, this is really good coverage by Diamador on Devonta Smith. So you're gonna got wait. Yeah. No, yeah, no, yeah, no. What play is this? 48-25. All right. Not the play I want. I want this play. There he is. All right. So this is having the benefits of having Diamador Lenore in the nickel. He's now lined up against Devonta Smith, one of the better wide receivers in the NFL, and very dangerous out of the slot. And he does a great job of just sticking to Devonta. This is really he's giving him the inside basically by his leverage. So he's taking away the outside leverage, which is the correct play because as you can see, it looks like Smith is going to break this off inside, but then he bends it out for like what looks to be like a slant corner post. I don't know what the hell it's called, but great job by Diamador to not give up that outside leverage, and he just keeps himself right in phase. He has just as good of a chance to break on this ball as Devonta, and he does a great job of breaking that up. Do I still have Demo's college jersey? Yeah, it's right there. It's that green one. It's a green one hanging up right here. It actually goes really nice with the Christmas theme. I should do some Christmas stuff. What else? This next one was a penalty on Diamador, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna fault Diamador on this one. Diamador got called for DPI, either defensive pass interference. I don't remember the exact call, but I got no. This isn't. I get why the refs called it, but I also get why it's not a call. Yeah, they're both kind of running into each other. So there's a little bit of contact, what appears to be beyond 5 yards. So there's a little bit of contact. This is about 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. But as you can see, it's their feet that get tripped and down. And so they're already kind of tangled. And then the feet get tripped right there. Boom. And then AJ goes down. To me, this is incidental contact. But again, like I said, because they are playing, so like it's basically he's in his hip pocket, that him tripping forced him to put his hands onto AJ. So to me, that looked more like incidental, but I also understand why it was called, if that makes sense. It's one of those instances where if I'm a coach, I'm not really getting too upset at Diamador for that. It's just one of those things like, all right, well, we got our feet tripped up. We can that's something that isn't that big of a deal. We can work on that. Zimmer says look at Bosa on this, so he wants to highlight Bosa with the bull rush on Malyata, putting Malyata right into Hurts's lap, almost gets home. AJ Brown said that he wanted the ball thrown to him. Well, Hurts threw him the ball, and Ambry Thomas almost picked it up. Or picked it off, I should say. Oh, what happened? I thought you needed the ball more. Look at Ambry, man. So inspirational. This touchdown, I think I'm giving credit to Hurts here. I think that I don't remember it exactly. It's going to show it to me here in a second, but I just remember this being like an incredibly good throw. Yeah. This is just an incredibly good play. Incredibly good throw by Jalen Hurts. Understanding the leverage. Remember the play that we showed where Diamador Lenore was kind of protecting the outside. He's kind of in that same almost that same leverage, right? Like you can see Diamador does not want to allow uh you can see him by under my logo. He doesn't want to allow Devontae to be able to get that sideline. That's why this is such an insanely good throw because uh you've got Fred Warner, the best linebacker, defensive player of the year candidate, running at your face. Nick Bosa is literally breathing down your back. And you have the wherewithal to understand that Diamador's not looking at you. So if you throw it back shoulder, you have an opportunity. This is a good play. This is just a good individual play by Jalen Hurts. This is good stuff. Like that's good quarterback play. And that's not bad coverage. It's great coverage by Diamador. Hurts is the one who throws this open by going to Diamador's inside left shoulder, which is away from the momentum that he's moving. So when he locates the ball and tries to stop himself, Devontae's watching the whole time, so he knows, and he's able to put himself in position. That's honestly not bad coverage that's actually really good coverage by Diamador. Better throw by Jalen Hurts, which is what opens up the wide receiver to catch that. So good coverage, better throw. That's just a really good throw. So that was one where I'm like, wow, this is really good coverage. And Jalen Hurts still found a way to get that ball there. Can't be mad at Diamador. And like that's what I was talking about earlier. Like bend but don't break. Okay, they gave up the touchdown, but it's like Diamador is playing great technique. He was locked on Devonta, and it was a great individual effort by Jalen Hurts. And then Fred Warner almost comes away with the interception right here on the 2-point conversion. Ooh. Almost had it. Almost had it. But at this point, the 49ers had done a really good job of neutralizing the Eagles' offense. This is now backups. So D Winters, rookie, comes in, gets a PBU right here, breaks up the pass as Jalen Hurts is trying to complete it. So not bad. That's pretty good experience for the rookie to be able to come in and get some play. It's not bad. But we're saving the big old hit coming up right here. Oh, boom. Boy, oh boy. Whew. This is a really good game by Diamador, man. I feel like Diamador's I think he's feeling more comfortable at the nickel when he's in that spot. Oh my gosh, dude. What a hit. This is straight up the Sean Goldson vibes. And it's awesome because Goldson's actually on the coaching staff. Boo. Ooh. Bro, when you start the hit and their head is up there, and then you end the hit, and before he touches the ground, his feet are up here. That is the definition of a decleater. Cool. We don't see these kind of hits anymore in the NFL because a lot of time they'll be hit around the head area, but I mean the placement of this to put his shoulder right into the chest plate. Oh, oh no. Dude, he got rocked. Bang. And that was the exclamation point on the 49ers win. It didn't end there, though. We still had a couple plays. Kaliah Davis gets his first career sack in his first career game. The former 6th-round pick at a UCF who had a redshirt freshman year got some run in this game, and he comes away with a nice little cleanup sack. And again, you got to give credit where credit's due. Why is Jalen Hurts stepping up into the pocket? He's stepping up into the pocket because Chase Young. So Chase Young's able to start to get the edge. Hurts feels it. That's why he steps up. And then that's why you get a sack. This is the exact reason why I was pounding the table for a speed rusher outside of my love for Brian Burns. But the reason was this exactly. You got to move the quarterback off the spot, moves them off the spot up into the pocket, and let your boys on the interior clean it up. So again, I know someone in the chat earlier was saying like, Chase Young's not doing his job or whatever. He's not making plays. Like this is technically kind of low key a Chase Young play because Hurts felt him. He felt him and he stepped up, and that created a sack. And there's like 5 examples of this on tape where he's really close or he affects a play without actually making the play. That's part of the hard part about playing defensive line is you can actually make the play without recording a single stat. You can be the reason why a play fails offensively without touching the ball, without tackling anyone. Like, and look at Ambry. Look at Ambry, man. Ambry's speed is showing up. I think that's one of the things that's like really feels like it's been huge for the Niners is like on these go balls, Ambry he's all over it. Like he's doing a good job. He's doing a good job. So the 49ers on defense, I don't want that anymore. 49ers on defense really played well. And again, as I continue to do more defensive film study than I have in years past, the same ideology that I use for evaluating quarterbacks, evaluating offensive line, evaluating receivers, et cetera, the same thing applies to the defense. It's really like every player is going to give up a play, make a mistake, whatever. It's just about being as consistent as you can be. That is going to ultimately determine your success. And they're just playing more consistently across the board. I feel like the defensive line is creating more havoc. The secondary is proving that they can play in tight coverage. They can play in one-on-one situations. I felt like that was one of the issues early on in the years. There's a lot of soft zone coverage. And then since then, they're still running some soft zones, but I see more confidence in their ability to run more man and run a little bit more tighter coverage. And I think they are finding success opposed to some of the issues they might have had earlier in the year. So 49ers defense playing well these last couple weeks. And I imagine they're only going to keep getting better. I think that's one of the scary things with this team is they are going to continue to improve. They are going to continue to take strides forward. And I do think that the 49ers defense is one of those groups that's going to keep taking those steps. So we got through the defense. We got through the offense. San Francisco 49ers dominate. It's a beautiful thing. Watching, honestly, all three phases play extremely well. And I'm looking forward to this continued preparation of what we got coming down the pipe with Seattle next week. 49ers are 2-0 in the Bird Gauntlet, baby. 2-0 in the Bird Gauntlet. Love it. I also love that people are adopting the Bird Gauntlet. It's awesome. Stay cooking those birds, baby. Let's go. But appreciate all you guys for tapping in. Sorry for getting to this so late. Man, I'm damn near at a place where it's like I'm running so many social accounts. I'm breaking down film while posting, while making videos. Holy crap. Yesterday, so what did yesterday look like for me? Or Monday? No. Sunday. Sunday, I worked until 3 a.m. I forced myself to go to sleep at 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m. I was up and working by 7 a.m. and worked all the way nonstop until about 10 p.m. at night. I ate, said goodnight to my kids. That was probably a little bit earlier. And then I started watching the defensive tape. Woo! Hey, but honestly, wouldn't have it any other way. We're cooking. We're grinding. 49ers are winning. I am not going to complain one bit. But, boy, we are grinding. And I love it because we got so much to talk about. There's so much going on. And it's a good time. So I appreciate all your guys' support as we continue to vibe, we continue to grind. And you already know we're gonna keep bringing that 49ers content. We're gonna try to do all angles, film, drama, updates, you name it. We got you. Appreciate all you guys as always for tapping in. We'll be what's tomorrow? Wednesday, State of the Franchise Wednesday, and all that good stuff. Appreciate all y'all. Grab your cookies on the way out. I'm out of here for now. Have a great night. Peace. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see you.